Have you noticed that our sophomores in high school are often a group of students that are often overlooked? Freshmen are welcomed with open arms into the high school community. Juniors are pushed towards academic achievement, and seniors are launched into adulthood. Actually, we can talk about that one in another episode. But our sophomores often find themselves in a sort of limbo. They're navigating significant transitions, they're facing new challenges, and yet they're not receiving the attention they truly deserve. In this solo episode of the podcast Education Unimagined, we are going to explore why sophomore year is so critical and why it's essential for parents and educators to focus on supporting these students during this transformative time.
If we freed the door of our locks, imagine what they could do.
Welcome to the podcast Education Unimagined, where we give students an opportunity to share their voice in a system where often their voice is unheard. I ask them to share their experience and advice on how we can improve the experience for everyone. Sophomore year is a period of immense growth and change for high school students. It's a time when they're not only adjusting to the academic rigors of high school, but also grappling with the myriad of personal and social challenges. During this year, sophomores are beginning to explore their independence. They're testing boundaries, forming their identities, and establishing relationships, both romantic and platonic. They're also exposed to increasing pressures from their peers, which may include experimentation with drugs and alcohol. Additionally, many sophomores are learning to drive, gaining a newfound freedom and responsibility. All of these factors create a complex environment that can be both exciting and overwhelming for our students. Despite the significance of sophomore year, it's all too often overlooked in the high school setting. Our freshmen are embraced as newcomers. Juniors are pushed towards their future goals, and often our seniors are celebrated for all of their achievements in graduation, all while our sophomores are feeling lost in the shuffle. I've seen it. In the 20 years of teaching, and when I started collaborating with independent college counselors who found that junior year is often too late to start working on that all too important college application. I will often refer to sophomores as our lost souls. Even as a part of student leadership and mentoring programs, we tend to work with upper class students, the juniors and the seniors, to be the mentors to the incoming freshmen. But what about the sophomores? Where do they fit in that model? They're not really in need of that mentor. Well, at least they don't think so. And they have not quite experienced enough high school to be the mentors. But they sure are learning to make important decisions and problem solve their social scene. How can we help? What I have learned is that when we neglect the needs of our sophomores, we risk losing them during this critical period. Without proper guidance and support, they may struggle academically, emotionally, and socially. They may feel disconnected from school, disengaged from learning, and ultimately, this is where students fall through the cracks. This is where a program like the one offered by Peers Not Fears comes into play. By focusing on empowering sophomores to see themselves as leaders, They can recognize the power of their decisions, learn from their mistakes, and provide them with the tools they need to thrive. Through leadership development programs like this, sophomores can gain confidence, resilience, and problem-solving skills. These are essential qualities that will serve them both in and out of the classroom. This program that Peers Not Fears offers is a short online program designed to focus on those challenges that the sophomores are facing, but also celebrating them, celebrating the mistakes they're making, so that they can see the opportunities of learning through these mistakes. And boy, do they make some doozies. I'm excited to share this program as I am a current parent of a sophomore, and from my experiences teaching sophomores for over 20 years. I take the challenges I know they're facing, the challenges I know the adults are facing in their lives, connecting with them, and this program bridges that gap. When sophomores start to see themselves as leaders during their sophomore year, they're more likely to engage, step into leadership spaces, especially in their junior and senior years, making them stronger candidates for college and the workforce. When they engage in this program, they can find their confidence, find their courage, and engage rather than disengage. If you know a sophomore or someone who has a sophomore, ask that sophomore how engaged they feel in school, or notice, are there opportunities for them to engage? And you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Connect their parents to my Facebook group, Leadership for Our Kids, or have them reach out directly to me via email, lorraine.connell@peers-not-fears.com. The link will be in the show notes. Sophomore year is not a time to be overlooked or underestimated. It's a pivotal period in their lives. It's a pivotal period in the lives of high school students, filled with challenges, opportunities, and growth. As parents and educators, it's our responsibility to recognize the unique needs of our sophomores and provide them with support and guidance they need to succeed. By focusing on empowering them as leaders, we can help them navigate this transformative time with confidence and resilience, setting them on a path towards future success. Thank you for listening to another episode of Education Unimagined, where we take the voices of students who are often silenced in the system of education and amplify them. If you're a parent or an educator and you want to help develop leadership skills for students that you work with, join my free Facebook group, Leadership for Our Kids. If you haven't already, please follow the podcast and leave a review. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone. The theme music for this podcast, Unimagined, was written and produced by another fellow educator, Keith McClendon.
If we free the door of our lives, imagine what they could do. When we clear the floor of the obstacles, imagine what they will do. I know you can imagine